Hello and welcome to the Prod.Cast, a podcast where we talk life, work, and occasionally music. My name is Switchblades for Kids, and the other half of the podcast.
Ahoy there, me hearties. It's Captain Blake Bentley again. How we doing?
Captain Blake Bentley.
I've got the bandana rolling. It's my work one because I'm technically working from home today. But this is my lunch break. This is my lunch. This is what we do in our lunch breaks, folks. we still need to earn money, okay?
That's right.
How you going, man? How you doing?
Yeah,
how's
good,
it been?
dude. Yeah, man. Fucking, it's pretty good. I'm on leave, man. So it's
yeah, nice.
So good.
Dude, it would be.
It's so good.
Imagine just like not having to worry about work.
Oh dude. Right. I still see the group chat with like all the guys in it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, knock off at like 1 or knock off at like because it's
just like I knocked off last week.
I was knocked off 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's like, buddy, I ain't going back.
Yeah, no.
As long as I can do it. Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm vibing. I'm working from home today. Man, no, it's been pretty good. Everyone's pretty healthy. We're getting close to Christmas. Real fucking close to Christmas.
Yeah.
Boy, does it come real quick. As
of the release of this podcast, it will be 11 days.
Yeah, I know. Nuts. Dude, when?
Right.
What the fuck? Didn't we just do our last Christmas, like, wrap up and everything?
We actually did. It was like last week.
Wasn't it?
Oh my god.
Oh, dude. But no. We're pretty good. We've been vibing. We've been, doing our own thing. I've been hanging out with Harper and the kids a lot because they're on school holidays. So we've just been doing whatever and stuff. It's good fun. Just real quick, I'll start with this. So Harper hit me with something very profound. She's wise, this child.
Okay.
I was putting her in the bath with her brother and stuff, and she goes, "Dad, I've got questions about the world." I was like, "Oh, fuck, okay."
All right.
Here I am thinking there'd be, I don't know, like, why is the sky blue? Or, why is the grass green? Or, no. She picks up a washer, right, in the bath. She goes, "Where did this come from?" It's like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Well, before this, there was dinosaurs, and before dinosaurs, there was nothing. So where did this come from?" It's like, whoa, like, you're 6. So you're 6 years old. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, "Well, it came from somewhere, but where? Because there was nothing before the dinosaurs, and after the dinosaurs was us. So where did this come from?" And then she's like, "And where did everything come from?" And I'm like, oh boy, okay.
Oh boy.
I was like, well, I only just started asking these questions about last year. To be honest, Harper, I was like, this never came up in my life before. So, and she's like, oh. I was like, yeah, so do you want to like learn about it together? She's like, yeah, that sounds good. So we're now trying to figure out the universe and the world, and partially to do with everything that's going on in the world, and like finding out everything's faith related. And anyway, I spoke to the pastor at work, right? Some good pastor at work.
Yeah.
Cannelloni and
tagliatelle.
Yeah, the best
fettuccine.
The fettuccine. Oh, dude. But anyway, I was speaking to him, and I was like, "Hey, I don't know anything about the Bible." I was like, "I know nothing. Like, seriously." I was like, "I've worked here for over 12 months." I was like, "Is there one Bible?" I'm like, "I don't understand how it works." And he's just like, "Hang on." He goes like fucking reaching through shit, like pulling shit out this thing, another thing. He goes, "No, not that one."
He's like, "Oh, you want to go way back to the start?"
No.
Okay.
He goes, and he just goes, "Take this." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." It's just the New Testament with the Psalms, right? So I was like, "All right, cool." And then I was like, "Do I just read from the beginning?" And he's like, "I'll show you where to start." So he's like pointing through some shit. He's like, "Read this, then read that, and then just go have fun. Go have fun with it." Anyway, so I've started reading it only just recently. I've only read like 5 pages, right?
Okay.
So I'm very, very early into this.
Yeah.
But the thing that made me even want to read it, because I was talking to the pastor about it, and this is his view, and he is a pastor. Like, this is his job. Job. He literally is paid, and he studied, went to university to preach. Right? Nuts when you think about. When you sort of think about it, it's like a university degree. Well, crazy.
It's not so untouched in my world, because having a padre, which is a pastor.
True.
Yeah, I'm in contact with a padre like at least weekly.
Oh,
Yeah, so
there you go.
it's not super well out of, you know, my realm at least.
And that's what I like. I think it's nuts for me to realize that everything is about religion at the end of the day. Fucking everything. And then also realizing that everyone worships the same God, just differently. It's like, well, not everyone, but like the big three. The big three.
Okay, yeah.
Christian, Jewish, Judaism, and Islam. They're all about the same God. I didn't even know. Like,
really?
Judaism is Old Testament, Christian is New Testament, and Islam is the Quran. Okay. But they all believe in the same God. They all believe, well, they don't all believe in the same Messiahs and the same, Jesus, of Nazareth. No, actually, sorry, because the Hebrews, they don't believe that he was, because they stoned him and killed him. So they don't agree that he was the Messiah or anything, because they killed him. Yeah. So fair, you know, fair. And then he did and then I don't know. I'm still learning what happened there. Apparently, some crazy shit. It's like we were talking about it last night. You want a good sci-fi? You want good fantasy?
Yeah.
Like I'm not here Bible bashing. I'm not shitting on the Bible. I'm just saying, and this will link back. There's some nuts shit that goes on in this book, and it doesn't make sense. And the pastor at my job, at my work, agrees. He is like, look, he goes, some people think that this is all 6,000 years of knowledge. Like, this is what it was. It's literally 6,000 years. We've only been here. He goes, no. No. No.
You gotta love a good pastor that's like devout in science as well. I love that.
He's just like, no, because this is a book written by people 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, however many years ago. They wrote it in a different way, man. Just their level of comprehension of language was different, and it was written in a different language anyway. It wasn't written in English. No. It was written in Arabic. And so it's like, then you need
stuff before that.
And Hebrew. It was Hebrew before Arabic, because Hebrew. Yeah. Hebrew is traditional Jewish language, right? But yeah, so he's just like, look, there's some fanciful shit, and he goes, and now don't take this like he goes. I'm not saying in the wrong way. There's a lot of mythical shit that happens in there. Like he's like, you know, just pinch of salt, all right, pinch of salt. And this is like a guy who has lived with this faith and is extremely faithful his whole life. And he's like, a little bit, pinch of salt there, bud.
Yeah, because you were saying it last night. You were like, to David and Goliath, and he's like, Goliath wasn't an actual like giant.
No,
he
wasn't a giant. He was just a big dude,
just a real big dude.
He's probably just like 6'4" or 6'5" or something. You know,
like man, that dude is a Goliath.
And they're like he's a what's a Nephilim? It's like,
what is a Nephilim?
It's a giant. Oh. Nephilims are giants. And again, this is biblical. It's like, and that's what David and Goliath was. Goliath was a giant. He was a Nephilim, right? So he was, and this is like this Tartarian shit. Like, these ancient race of Nephilims that used to control the world, and then the Hebrews fought them, created like, there's nuts, dude. No. I'm exploring so many different...
surely this is a little bit of a conspiracy, but I know you'd subscribe.
I love conspiracies,
man. A little bit of conspiracy.
Fucking love me a conspiracy.
Ancient Egyptians. We all know them. We all love them. They wear the bird mask and the dog mask and the dog people, and they have the little weird...
Anubis and Ra, the sun god.
Right. Now, in a lot of their...
Exodius.
You know, the little pictograms, the hieroglyphics, right? And stuff like that. So that's the way they learn how to fucking... Well, they were reading. That's how they would tell their stories. They would show pictures how to fucking tell a story, right?
Yes.
In a lot of the pictures, there was normal-sized man working and toiling and stuff like that. And then there were these fucking giants, and they weren't necessarily the kings, because the kings were like denoted by their finery and what they wore and what they had in their hands and stuff like that, and how they were leading. Then you'd have these giant people or giant like mystical beings that were controlling things and stuff like that. And then there were even bigger ones than that. And it's like, so there were like gods and demigods, and then the human sort of stuff, if that sort of translates well with Egyptian sort of stuff. But like,
because I follow heaps of mythology stuff. Like, I fucking love like ancient Greek, like Greece mythology, Norse mythology, Egyptian mythology. I love all that shit.
What if they were just really tall people?
What if they were just really big people?
Or Aliens.
Or it's either it's one of three things. One, they were giants.
Yeah.
Two, they were just really tall people. Or three, they were aliens.
They were definitely fucking aliens, bro. They were fucking aliens, dude.
I don't know about you, but it's aliens.
Bro.
Aliens.
I love seeing these, like, I keep seeing these, like, there's this one dude, he's called the Minuteman on fucking YouTube.
Oh,
but
yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, he debunks, like, these, like, random dumb things that people are like, did you ever know that, like, the way the pyramids of fucking are and the stuff they align with the certain celestial things? Like, yes, that's kind of normal. And then it's like, around the earth, there's these other places that line up with other celestials. Like, yep, it's a normal sort of kind of thing. Where that's how they sort of use to measure things and know where they are in the world. And there was, like, this one that was like, did you know that the coordinates, I think it was, like, the coordinates of what was it? The coordinates of, like, one of the pyramids of Gaza was, like, the way it lines up, like, matched up with some other, like, a date or something like that of some, like, significant thing happening. And I was like, that's just pure coincidence. And the Minuteman was like, that's pure coincidence. Pure fucking coincidence.
I genuinely, me as a person, I believe something made everything. I don't know what that something was, but something made everything that we deal with today. Like, I don't know if it was a kid sitting at a computer playing a video game, right? And he pressed the on button, and then our universe was created. I don't know if it's this, right? I don't know if it is some celestial god, some spiritual being. I don't know, man. But for everything to be made out of just nothingness, I don't know. I find that hard to believe. But I also find it hard. Hey?
There is a lot of nothing out there.
I know, and that's the thing. There is a lot of nothing out there, but there's also a lot of everything out there. So
inside that nothing, there's a lot of everything.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that I believe in walking on water and turning water to wine and again, in my brain, I feel like it's not more logical, but it's like, and not, it doesn't make more sense or anything like that, or more chances. But the idea that someone or a few people managed to glitch our simulation.
Hacks.
They managed to hack, right? They downloaded hacks. They downloaded hacks.
Yeah.
Jesus was no clipping, all right, to walk on water.
Yep.
He was spawning in wine items, right?
Yeah.
To give to his people, right? He was.
It's a magic trick. If at worst,
I actually don't look.
It's
I'm gonna be honest.
Sleight of hand.
I just like, there's some shit I just can't get on board with. Like, that I just really can't, which is why I'm reading the Bible, because I've never read it before, for starters.
There are magicians that have gone on Penn and Teller and they've gone, look, I poured water into this bottle and then I poured out wine. Surely, Jesus, being a smart carpenter man himself, could fucking design a bottle that has two things.
Two funnels.
Two funnels.
You got two funnels. You know? I think it was more so the fact that he also, like, fed 300 people with one fish. Like, I think that's the
loaves
same
and fishes stuff, yeah.
The loaves, fish, and wine, or what, like, isn't that not all? I don't know. I'm finding out what all this shit is, but
it's a lot of just small cuts.
Like, yeah, look, man, it's not that I've always questioned the world. Like, I've always been and maybe that's why Harper also questioned the world, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe that's where it came from, because I've always been like, I don't know why everything is. I don't know why everything is. I'd like to know why everything is, and everything will be, and everything was. I want to learn it all. So I'm going to read some books, and I'm going to see what happens. I'm actually super interested to read the Quran, because I knew nothing about the Quran before, the whole conflict in the Middle East and everything.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I don't even think I knew what the Quran was until maybe like a year or two ago. Like, I didn't know that it was basically their Bible. You know what I mean? I knew the Quran was a book. I didn't know exactly what it was, and I knew that it was linked to Muslim faith of some kind. That was it. That was all I fucking knew.
Yeah.
But so long story short, reading the Bible. It's blue. It looks cool. It's got a bird on it.
Yeah. I fucking dig
it. Bird. Like, the pages are real thin.
Yeah.
I'm real scared of destroying the pages. But
they're actually quite durable and have been used in the military a lot because we used to get little pocket Bibles. They were like that, if that makes sense. So they were quite small, but they were also perfect for tearing them out and rolling them into cigarettes.
Nice.
Absolutely perfect for rolling into cigarettes.
Nice. Which is what I'm sure a lot of people used to do.
Yeah. I'm not the first and I'm not the last.
Hey, look, we ain't proud of all the things we do, but we do them anyway. Okay?
I inhaled the Psalms.
That's it.
As
nice.
one would.
Hey, man, some could say becoming one with Jesus. All right.
That's right.
It's funnily enough. Yeah, that's it. I told you before we started that I was watching the George Janko podcast, right? And he gets Cliff from YouTube and his son onto his podcast, and they're talking anyway. And he brings up the whole will God send me to hell because I smoke weed? Like George is like, I smoke weed, man. Oh, hello, I'm busy. Sorry. Yep, not right now. Thank you.
We've got special guest entry.
Special guest
into
Jake
the podcast.
Wellen. Special guest Jake Wellen.
Yeah.
Shit, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So and he was like, he goes, hey, look, like I smoke a bit of weed at night, man. Like he goes, I might partake in a joint or two. And he's like, if you don't know what that is, he's like, it's just like, what a funny dude. And this guy's heavily religious, like, you know what I mean? Like he's very, very, very Christian. And here he is sitting here making out a bong sound. Like, I do this at night, man. Like, does this make me a bad guy? Yeah. And I'm like, oh, it sounds like he gets it. It just sounds like he's like, I just do it to relax. He's like, he goes, it's strictly recreational. He goes, there's no medical behind it at all. He goes, I just do it because I enjoy it and I want to do it. Yeah. It's just like, does that make me a bad person? Am I going to hell? It's like, well, I guess not. Like, you're not really a bad person.
I've just you know what's funny? That brings up like other weird things that I've been thinking about recently, and this has been like recently, as in like I'd say like a year sort of worth of like thinking about it. And I remember seeing fucking silly videos, not to like absolutely railroad what you were just saying. But like
no. This is our podcast.
Cool. Yeah,
we do what the fuck we want.
So the whole hedonistic behaviors and stuff like that of like, I want to do what I want to do and stuff like. I'm definitely full of them. I know you're full. Like you go. I see these lollies and I'm just gonna fucking eat them. That's what. I do, right?
Sugar's not bad. Sugar is very bad for you. You shouldn't have sugar.
Straight up poison, and I still enjoy it.
Oh, I fucking love sugar. I love that shit.
There was, I think it was either a year ago or something, maybe a little bit longer. My brother recommended me a book called Meditations by Marcus Aurelius.
Oh, nice.
And I didn't really fucking get it. I was just reading it, and this dude's just like, this is what I got from my father, this is what I got from my mother, this is what I got from these people, and and then you're sort of getting through it. And I was just like, I don't know what the fuck this guy's talking about. I must have said Marcus Aurelius way too loud into my phone because YouTube heard me, and it started bringing up these guys talking about stoicism.
Yeah.
I know that I'm not the first person to talk about it, and definitely, once again, won't be the last. But like, stoicism is all about like, maintaining your control of emotions in every situation and being able to like, justify your actions. I think
it's being in your rational mind at all times.
Exactly.
I think that's like how we would contribute it to today's like understanding, because today we consider like emotional mind, rational mind. What's the third one? There's emotional and logical. And your rational mind is the perfect combination of when you are in both minds. So if you're in a logical mind, you will make a decision based purely on logic and not on emotion. If you're in an emotional mind, you'll make a decision purely on emotion and no logic. If you're in a rational mind, you'll make a informed decision based on both.
Yeah.
And what I like, because I've looked into Stoicism, I think, Stoicism, a lot of it is about being in your rational mind at all times. So like you said, it's about being in control of your emotions and understanding yourself and, being strong, essentially. Like, it's strong in very different ways than just physical strength.
Yeah, 100%. It does go into like a lot of, you know, it's what's the name of that fucking old dude, Aristotle, where it was like it's such a waste to not see the full strength of a man, sort of stuff like that, and you know, sort of stuff like that. And it's a beautiful
what is
quote.
The saying? I know the quote. Yeah, it's it'd be a shame for a man to not see the potential of his body or something like that.
Yeah, which is
those lines.
Super fucking cool, because it obviously can take on a lot of meanings, where it's like, oh, the full potential of my body is to either, you know, to get the biggest or to get the strongest, or, you know, fucking sort of
fastest, climb the highest, exactly, throw the furthest. Like there's heaps of different meanings.
There's so many like potentials for each person and stuff like that. The stoic sort of side of life, which is, I don't know, I've been sort of, I'm not like 100% onto it, if that makes sense, but I've been sort of just like every now and then, whenever I can, and I go, oh, this is definitely a point in my life where I'm gonna fucking either spin out of control or just sort of like, you know, I'm thinking way too much, and you just sort of go, how about we just let it happen and I'll see what happens, and then I react accordingly. You know, like don't freak the fuck out. Yeah, and like I think there's very few times that I'll ever like absolutely lose control. I lost it the other night when I got drunk and I fucking like was sitting on here and like just absolutely babbling shit, and I was
you were wasted, dude, man.
Like
you were
fucking rotten, man. And then fell asleep in this chair until 2:30 in the morning. I had to wake up at like, God knows, I can't remember what time I woke up, but I had to be at work at 7 to do an obstacle course, which absolutely sucked. I was not in control of my emotions for that obstacle course. I was just like, fuck this.
Yeah, fuck you guys, fuck this, fuck my life, fuck this day.
Funnily enough, actually, there were some points in that where I was like, I don't want to say I'm practicing like stoicism. Like, I don't think I'm qualified to know if I'm doing it yet, because I don't know enough about it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
So it's more like I'm just sort of, I've taken the cliff notes of it and gone, it means, you know, think about what you're doing and keep control of your emotions and act rationally. Yeah, that's sort of what I've gotten out of it, and you know, make logical decisions with you know, the better half of your emotional side. That's sort of all I've gotten out of it, and
I think that's pretty good, though.
I think, well, if that's all it is, and if no one else
that's all you ever got out of it, though,
like that's not too fucking bad.
It's still a good lesson from a book,
right? And you know, and a couple of YouTube videos from dudes that like want to make heaps of money off it, and then like go, if you want, you know, like this content, you need to subscribe, and then you can get daily stoic stuff. And it's like,
it's like daily stoicism.
Guess what? It's all free.
It's like I'm living it, guys. Man. It's okay. I'm doing it.
But I actually actively practiced some sort of like myself controlling my emotions when I noticed I was freaking out. And this is directly the day after fucking getting absolutely smashed and having to do this obstacle course, right? So I didn't know that there was a specific part of this course that meant you climbed up to about nearly 3 stories high, and you jump into deep river.
Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't know that fucking existed. And
that sounds like fun.
It was normal. Dude, I'll say this, very weak swimmer. At best. Not a fucking swimmer. And I'm a land creature.
Same. Dude, do I have gills? Do I have
right.
I'm not meant to be in the water.
The land force.
Yes.
I don't have to fucking jump in water and do dumb shit.
Dude, I am not amphibian. I was not born in the water.
Yeah.
I do not seek out the water. I could live the rest of my life with only ever drinking it again.
Yeah, I could.
I'd be
pretty happy.
It wouldn't be great, but I could.
I could live. I'll get up into shoulder deep water. I'll get into, it's above my head, but I can touch the side sort of water. I'm fine with that. But
being deep water with naked, not a fan. Deep water with clothing, I'm dead. I'm dead.
And that's what I kept saying to myself.
Yeah.
And 110%, I was like, I'm in fucking boots and cams. I am standing.
That's what I was just thinking.
I am standing so fucking high up, and I flipped out about it like yesterday. I was sitting in my chair, and I replayed it in my head, and I physically jolted, dude. And Kim's like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, I just replayed jumping off of the fucking high tower into water. And I know you the way it like happened was they tell you, they're like, okay, cool, you've got to cross your arm over like this, hold it, and then hold your nose.
Yeah, because water doesn't rush up your nose.
So didn't matter anyway, because you see that you keep your feet to like real close together, or you cross them over. And then you go straight down. What they tell you is you're supposed to look straight ahead. I looked down. I looked straight down, and they're like, if you look down, you won't fall. So you're supposed to fall, like you step out, and then you go down, right? Yeah. I stepped out and went like this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you look down, you're fucked.
I like leant so far forward and just watched this water come up. Like, I don't think anyone knows like just how much time is spent in the air when you jump from like 3 stories. I was freaking the fuck out.
Like a lifetime, right?
Dude, I spent so fucking long in that air, and I was just just stepped off. I haven't even talked about like the ramping up to it yet, because I stalled. But anyway, fucking jumping off this thing, and then like just watching this really flat fucking like what looks like you don't know what's under there. You know what I mean? That's not the part that was sort of worrying me. Just literally just jumping off of something.
Just jumping off of a giant
for no good fucking reason.
Yeah. Just because they told you to. Dude. Literally, if they told you to jump off a cliff, would you? It's like, I have to. It's my job. They literally did tell me to jump off a cliff, and I did because I had to. But yes, I would jump off a cliff if they told me to.
Looks like I gotta have to do it. Yeah. But like, it would have been. This is really hard to like conceptualize time in this short fall, if this makes sense. Yeah. But like, I'd say I was a half, like, from my feet touching the ground, I was about a half a body length above that water.
Right.
I let out, like, I didn't scream, I didn't yell, I went, like,
just brace.
Because I just looked at the water, and I like stepped off, didn't make a noise, went down, and then got to like that point of like touching. Nearly, and I went, and everyone, like, I hit this water, go straight down. I can't feel fucking anything in there. I'm wearing boots and cams, and I'm like heavy. It's already wet because we've been diving into other fucking water, and I'm just like screaming and doggy like just clawing at the fucking water. I can't fucking swim, so I'm just like, and then I get up, and this bald dude who's been in the army for like fucking donkey's years looks at me, and he's like, "Yo, good bud." I'm like,
no,
really good.
No,
and then I was like,
no, I'm really not.
They were all like smiling and like laughing and shit like that. And the couple of guys that, because it's the workshop that went to go and do this shit. Fucking workshop guys are just like, and like laughing at me and shit. I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, you made the weirdest fucking noises you hit that water, man. I was like,
you're like, hey man, involuntary, dude.
Yeah, dude. It was like
I did not choose to make that sound.
100%. And I tell you what, I fucking
I also didn't choose to shit my pants, but here we are.
I wish I shit my pants, because I fucking slapped my nuts so hard, like coming down at that like weird angle like that. All the water kicked up onto my legs and just shot up right into my balls, man. It was imagine like standing with your legs apart and you just have your balls there, and just someone just slaps it up. Oh, that was exactly what happened to me.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
And then I had like all of my nose like evacuate, because I didn't get to my because I stepped off like that with my nose like held, and then I breathed and I let go and I tensed up and freaked out, and then went back to like try to get back to the pose, missed it, and fucking boom, I had like boogers running down my fucking face, and big slaps nuts, and I just got up and like, I'm good, and I'm like
you're like vomiting, nose fucking like boogers all over your face, like holding your balls. You're like,
and they're all like,
yeah, man, I'm so good. I'm like, I've never been better. Never wanted to be anywhere else.
It's so fucking weird, but like, you do it once, you can do it again, right? You do it once, and it's like, oh yeah, cool. It will get kind of fun. you know,
Yeah.
and you'll be like, oh yeah, we've just got to sort of just jump
maybe.
off. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
We didn't get a chance to do it a second time because they were like, we just got to do it once and then we got to fuck off. And I was like, I could do that again. I would do that again.
Yeah.
But the thing is that before I even took that step off, I was the first up the ladder.
Yeah.
So I was the first walking up, and I walked up and I stood at the edge of it, and held on, and I looked over and I was like, I'm just gonna need a second, and I backed up. I just backed up into this little it's a little cutaway sort of area next to the stairs, and then one person looked over and they're like, whoo, and then just was like, okay, sweet, see ya, boom, and they just dove in. They were fine. The next guy came up and was like, well, fuck it, and I jumped in. The third guy was just like, fuck yeah, jumped it. The fourth guy, I was like, I'm gonna go, and all I did was I wasn't focused on them at all. I was just like, all right, cool. All I've got to do is step off of this, fall into water, and then I will figure out how to swim, survive. And then crawl back to land, and then that's it. This entire process will take less than a minute. Less than a minute.
Just use all your brain power on surviving this next minute.
That's all I had to do. And I tell you what, man, it's such a weird thing when you tell your brain, it's like, you're just gonna let yourself jump off of perfectly safe area into unknown, to complete unknown of fuck, what the fuck's gonna happen? Anything could happen in this free fall, and then you hit water really fucking hard, and you're just like, ah!
Yeah, it's just, this is how I die, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool.
I'll say this, really fucking fun after you do it the first time.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a barrier there. Yeah,
and then I'll do it again if it ever comes up. It's a really cool mental test, and they said all this mental stuff afterwards. They were like, this is the part that usually stops a lot of soldiers from completing the course. They get inside their own head, they'll stand up where I was standing for way too long. And then, because they watched everyone sort of do it, and they watched me fucking take a step back, watch 3 people jump, and then I went. And he said, the guy was like, I've watched everyone go through and wait for the last person after 30 people. And you just, and they'll wait, and the longer you wait, the harder it is. If you don't, to borrow a phrase that I heard so fucking long ago, if you don't eat the frog, you won't get any fucking work done.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't know why I remember eat the frog, but it was something to do. It's the hardest thing to do. You got to eat the frog.
Yeah, I get it.
And then you can do the easy stuff.
And then you can actually do some fucking work.
Yeah. And it was after he sort of explained all that stuff, is that's the biggest mental barrier for a lot of people, is just overcoming what he called it, some sort of fear. It was your own head noise sort of fear. That's all it was. If anyone ever gets the chance, if anyone listening right now gets the chance to do something that frightens them, but it's a safe thing, absolutely do it. If you're afraid of heights, go and stand somewhere safely that's really incredibly high up, and do it with other people that are trying to do the exact same thing. You might not overcome your fear, because maybe the height isn't the problem. Maybe it's the fucking sudden stop after the fall. You know what I mean? That's the scary part. It's but what if I fall? You don't fall. Just don't fall.
Yeah, just don't fall. Just focus on not falling.
Or
That's
and I'll say
bad
this.
advice.
I'll say this. I am not great with heights.
I'm not the best.
Right? And doing that wasn't super high up, but it was enough that it was ooh.
It triggers the fight or flight, right?
Yeah. And my first instinct was nah, fuck this. And I flew.
Yep.
And then I was nah, fuck you.
Push through it.
Yeah, and you just push through it. So if anyone ever gets a chance to fight or fly, turns out you can choose both.
Yeah, turns out you just do whichever one means that you survive.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, survive. Yeah. I didn't freeze, which was I didn't know there was fight, flight, or freeze. I didn't freeze.
Yeah.
I was just nah.
Nah, it's one or the other. No, it's fight or flight. There ain't no freeze. Freeze, you die, regardless. Yeah. Fight or flight. But what was it? It was no. Fight or flight. I'm trying to remember. Steve-O said something. Fuck.
Steve-O, from Fucking
jackass. Yeah. So he was on recently watched his episode of like The Last Meal or something.
Oh yeah,
it's the fun, your last meal if you were on death row. And Steve-O went on there and he was talking. Dude, guy, genuinely quite smart, quite wise.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot, but very wise.
I think he has like a doctorate or something like that.
Oh, dude, he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Like, just listening to the way he talks and his vocabulary and how he speaks, it's like, he is a smart guy. He just was an idiot kid, and he got famous and rich from being an idiot kid. So he just continued to make the money, but he's not an idiot, if that makes sense. He is an idiot, but he's not. It's like, a bit like how I say we are. We're idiots. We're not actually idiots, but we are idiots. But we are very much idiots, but we're actually not idiots. We can
do dumb things in a smart way.
I would say we do dumb things in a dumb way at times.
We can also do that. Oh my god, we can do that easily.
Oh yeah, we do that very easily. And at times we do smart things in a smart way.
Yeah.
We are idiots, but we're also not idiots, but we are.
So but, what did Steve-O say?
Oh, I can't remember. But talking about all this shit, right?
Yeah.
One thing that I thought of, right? This is something that it came to me, and I was just like, I feel like it makes sense of a lot of the shit that we find doesn't make sense, and this is what it was. Because we're always talking about how upbringings and all that sort of stuff, and like you and I are probably the last generation that grew up outside playing as kids. Like, for our Western world, right? Because of technology and everything. Because there's a lot of kids in the world who still just play because they don't have shit because they're broke ass in a third world country. They got no money, right? So they don't have mobile phones and switches and air conditioning and gaming PCs. Anyway, but the way that we live, our way of living, is new to everyone. Is new to everyone involved. It's new to us. It's new to people aged 80, it's new to 1-year-olds, it's new to everyone. Whereas if you go back 200-300 years, life was very, very similar for pretty much all of time. Pretty much. There was technology that came in, and the wheel, and there were things, there were inventions, there were things that made life easier over time.
Yeah.
But the amount of technological advancement that we've had in just our lifetime so far, just the 30 or so years that we've been on this earth, it has drastically changed the way of living for most people in the Western world.
100%.
It is so very different. So whenever people are like, things don't feel right, or, it doesn't feel natural, they're right. It's not natural, because what's natural for us is literally, we're fucking animals, dog. Yeah. We
gotta go outside.
We are animals, man. There's something about just being outside, and my favorite part is going out in the garden. I go barefoot. I usually have no pants on, so I'll just be like, right now I have no pants on because it's fucking hot. So I have no pants on right now. I've got my singy, right? And I'll go outside and I'll water the garden. I'll just go hang out in the sun and in the garden, in the grass with the green, and it's great. I love it. It feels natural.
100%.
But then you come inside, you sit in the air conditioning, you sit at your fucking laptop at work for 8 hours. That's not natural, man.
No.
We were never meant to be like that.
Take your laptop outside.
Go sit in the garden and do your job out in the garden, and you'll feel you probably would feel better if you could do your job in a garden setting. But what I'm trying to say is just the way that we live, even this, us doing a fucking podcast is podcasting's 10, maybe 15 years old.
Since the invention of the iPod.
Yeah.
Because they had a podcast was from iPods. Yeah. And it was we're just going to listen to people talk.
Yeah.
But there were books, podcasts. I think I legitimately think there were podcasts before, but they were just called talk shows.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Just this dynamic of me sitting in my home, talking into a fucking microphone, looking at a picture on a screen. Not natural. This is not natural at all.
No.
I'm not saying I don't enjoy it. I fucking love it. But it's not natural. You know what I mean?
In fact.
There's just something about it. Like I said, we're talking about stoicism and the Bible and fucking all this shit, talking about facing your fears, and it all makes sense when it's we just don't live a life that is natural to the way that we should be, if that makes sense. I'm not saying that we shouldn't live any differently to how we live, but we have to be aware and mindful and acknowledge the fact that we don't live the same as we used to. So that means that our bodies and our who we are is not going to feel right at times.
No.
Which is, you know, like everyone talks about anxiety's never been as high, dementia's never been as high. Dementia, bro. Yeah. Oh boy, dementia's real bad, and it's going to double in the next 25 years. We will have twice as many dementia cases in Australia in the next 25 years, and we as a health system, we can't keep up with what we have now. So it's 25 years time, our health system has to be better than twice as big and good. I think it's not going to happen. It's
one of those weird sort of like, I was going to say a self-licking ice cream, but it's not. It's a problem. It's a real problem of people don't get enough chance to do their like animal primal things.
So I would agree. Yeah.
There's like imagine, okay, cool, you're stuck at work for 8 hours. I work an hour away, so that's 10 hours of fucking like being away sort of stuff.
Yep. 10 of your 24 hours a day.
Right. And
you then try and sleep for 8 of those hours. You try.
And then how much have I got left? I got fucking like 6 hours. 6 hours to do all that stuff.
6 hours to eat, to shit, to shower, to go to the gym, to spend quality time with your family, to cook meals. 6 hours is not enough time in a day to do that.
No.
It's not enough time, man.
No. So and I know there's a lot of people out there that like, do it in your weekend. And there's going to be a lot of people out there that like work fucking 7 days a week sort of stuff like that.
Yeah, I know people who work 7 days a week because they have to.
Yeah, exactly. And these people are fucking absolute troopers because they're putting fucking food on the table. That's what they're doing. And it's incredibly hard, but there needs to be...
It shouldn't be, though.
The thing is that we've created a system for this world that requires so many levels of people doing things. Imagine I heard this a while back. No, sorry, I heard this, it was yesterday, I think. How many people do you think made this pen?
Hundreds, thousands.
Exactly. You already get it straight away. It's like, oh, well, someone needed to find, make the plastic, and someone needed to fucking get
where'd the ink come from?
Yeah, and the colors and fucking the metal bit right at the end. Someone needed to have refined that from fucking
from some form of metal which needs to be mined.
And it goes all the way fucking back to that. Think about all the levels of these people that are like, oh yeah, cool, I've got to work fucking a bajillion fucking hours a week to then eventually these people that are at the top that are like, I work fucking 5 hours a week because all I do is manage fucking my time.
I justify my position. That's what they do. They justify their position by just turning up, right?
I'm not going to slam a whole lot of people that have like absolutely worked their asses off to get into those positions of like, oh yeah, I only work 10 hours a week because I've started from the ground and got into that, or they started the business and so on.
Yeah, but like
that makes sense.
I don't want to say I'm becoming cynical. It's not. I don't think it's cynical. It's more so not seeing value in the things that our world is trying to make us see value in. Like, I don't see value in fast food anymore. Like, I don't see the value. It costs a lot of money. It don't taste good anymore. It used to taste good. That's what got me. That would always be my thing. I always said it the entire time, my entire life, because all I've done is eat fast food my entire life, right? I've always said, the second that it is no longer tasty, I'm done. Because it's the only reason I eat it, because it tastes fucking good. Man, Zinger box, fucking love me a good Zinger box. Dude, fucking double quarter pounder, dude, so juicy. But like, last time I got one, it was dry and it tasted like vomit. It was disgusting. I didn't finish it.
No.
I straight up didn't eat it all. I was like, that was literally the point. I was like, okay, I'm done with Macca's. I was like, this is before all the Palestine shit and realizing that, anyway. And then went to Hungry Jack's and I was like, oh, well, just try Hungry Jack's. Got a Whopper. It tasted like shit. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm fucking done with Hungry Jack's. I got a Zinger box. Tastes like shit. I was like, cool, I'm done. You know what I get now? I go to the local little area with all the fast food. I get a kebab. I get a rice snack pack from him every time. You know why? It fucking slaps every single time. Yeah. It's good. Every time, without fail. And it is a small business, small, locally owned. Like, it's him. He's always, the owner is always there. And he's got his few workers that he obviously goes through because they're all high school students, but it's him,
Yep.
his workers, his family. You know what I mean? Like, I know knocked my mic over. I know the person I am supporting by purchasing from this business.
Yeah.
I am speaking to the person I'm supporting,
You're
I'm supporting
in
him and his
direct
family.
communication with the person who is making the food, and you can
Yes.
see it made in front of you, and you know exactly where it's coming. It's fucking, and you know
Yes.
exactly what it is. You can point it and be like, "Oh, that's the meat." You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or that's the chicken that fucking has been draped over fucking a billion times,
Yep.
over a spindle. Whereas if you were to fucking point, where's the what meat do they use in a cheeseburger from
I
McDonald's?
couldn't tell you.
I
But it's
don't know
you know
anymore.
what? It's meat-like.
It's definitely meat-like.
Yeah.
But I
Because
I'm
it ain't meat.
100%
I'm
with
telling you right now, it ain't meat.
Dude.
It's meat-like, but it ain't meat.
I am 110% with you with the whole corpo fast food chain.
We
restaurant
don't
stuff.
need fast food. The world does not
done.
need it.
I'm done with it. Because I did the exact
Yeah.
same thing. I did fucking Macca's, and I was like, oh man, I really want a
Garbage.
Big Mac. And I was like, oh man, this Big Mac, why doesn't it I don't know, it used to hit, it doesn't hit.
Yep.
And then
not hitting,
then
man.
it was literally the next thing I tried was a Zinger box fucking like a week later, and I was like, this should really cheer me up. And I was like,
Yep.
this sucks.
Yeah.
This
it's
sucks.
depressing, dude.
Yeah.
Because you're also like, I just spent $20 on this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I was
like,
just
I spent
man,
$20 on this, and it is in like I get Zinger stacker boxes too. I don't just get a Zinger box; I get a Zinger stack box. Zinger stackers, easily 10 times better than a normal Zinger because they put cheese on it, which they don't on a normal Zinger burger. So you get 2 slices of cheese, plus you get like the different sauce. So you get 2 different types of sauces on a Zinger stacker.
Yeah.
It is worlds apart. It is chalk and cheese. I'm telling you.
okay.
The Zinger stacker, the best Zinger burger out. It's garbage. I fucking hate it. Like, I've not
There you
had
go.
a good one in such a long time.
There you go. And,
Yeah.
and that's how I felt, because I used to, and you know what the worst part is that I fucking was like getting hyped up for it. Your expectations and the reality.
Like, I want to go get one right now.
What, you want to go and get one?
I want to, but I know it'll be garbage, so I'm not going to.
Yeah. It's and that, you know what, that's just learned. What do they call it? It's not. It's a habit sort of thing. Your brain goes, I'm hungry, and I know exactly what I like or what I used to like, because it's another fucking weird conspiracy theory. It's not a conspiracy theory. This is like learned stuff.
It's not like we are taught this behavior.
When do you
is taught
reckon?
to us.
What age do you think
Oh.
the Zinger tasted the best for you? It's a weird question.
Yeah, I'm gonna say between the age of 25 and 20. So that like
okay.
5-year period, I'm gonna say, or maybe a little bit younger than that, maybe
Yeah.
like 17 to 20-ish, 25-ish.
right. Yeah.
That sort of, you know what I mean? Like that say 10 years, 15, 25. That period there, that is when they slapped. That is the time that I remember them slapping. Last 4 to 5 years, nah, shit house.
So it does sort of fit into this thing I heard that, like, you know how like people always say men are just perpetually fucking 13, they just get more money, and you know, like that's all it is.
Yeah.
Our music taste never really changes from our teens into our later
I mean,
years.
I think we show that on this podcast.
It's
Yeah.
110%. But it's the same thing as well, as like it doesn't just affect our music taste. It's literally our fucking taste. All of our senses, and we go. You know when eggnog tasted the best to me? What like Christmas fucking, I think it was like 2008.
Yeah, nice.
Christmas 2008. Because we
Nice.
had eggnog right after I got a fucking little green iPod Nano, and I was like, this thing's fucking sick.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And you had eggnog, and you're like, this is
And
the
I had
best eggnog ever.
And you know what's fucked up? I fucking went into Drake's like not last night, 2 nights ago, and I was like, I seen the eggnog, and I was like, damn man, I fucking want to get me some eggnog. I don't care that it's like fucking $4 for a liter of it. And it doesn't matter that I know exactly how to make better, like so much better tasting eggnog.
Yeah.
I'll be like, that eggnog tastes the fucking best.
We should
Because
drink
of-
eggnog this weekend.
Wait, do you want to drink a liter of eggnog and then go and
No, I don't
work
want
out?
a liter of.
Let's
no,
do
I
a
don't
liter
want
of eggnog.
I don't want to drink a liter, but I want to have some. I want to have some eggnog. Yeah, no, like, look, it's nuts. The way our world works, the way we like. I was talking to a few people. I won't name names because like we talk about like downfall of kingdoms and shit like that, right? But like the Western world kingdom or the kingdom of America, right? Like because that's what it is. So ever since World War II, really. Ever since even you could argue World War One, it has been Kingdom of America, right? Like that's America has been the leading like empire in our world since around. Yeah. Like just doing everything, right? Yeah. Since around World War One, World War Two, they have been the ones that have been the strongest power. They have the most strength. They say what they say goes.
Head baller, shot caller, sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah,
they've been number one, right, for a long time. And talking to like a lot, and they'll be like, Holy Roman Empire, and then it's like eventually fell to bits. The British Empire. Eventually fell to Brits. Fuck,
he's done it. He's made a pun.
Done it. The Ottoman Empire, like all of these, the Byzantine, whatever it is, Byzantine. I can't say it. Anyway, all of these empires, they eventually crumbled, right? They eventually fell to pieces. Yeah. And what a lot of these people I'm talking to, they were like, they're like, we can see it. It's the American empire is falling because, and this is the reason. Because 88% of people do not agree with the government right now. 88% of young people, it is, in America. It is aged 35 and under who can vote, so it's 21 to 35, right? 88% of them believe that Israel's committing war crimes. So what it means is that there is literally, it's just a time factor. It is just a time factor before the Empire of America falls, because what will happen is people who don't agree with the US as it is now, unfortunately, the only way for the US to be the way that it is now is for it to be this fucking power that destroys everything and takes what they need because they need the resources. Like, that's the thing. For them to be as strong as they are and to have the biggest military power they have, they need to take the resources from everywhere else. Like, it's the only way they can keep in power.
Yeah, well, they don't have like, a lot of resources.
Well, if they don't have the oil, they don't have the strength. They don't have, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it works.
That's how mafia works.
They don't have the power, they don't have the strength, they got nothing, okay? They ain't got the money, they ain't got the power, okay?
Then they can't get the women.
Then they can't get the women, okay? And then they're just virgin geeks who fucking...
Who's the Chads in this situation?
Yeah, I'm the Chad in this situation, okay?
Oh my God.
I don't know if there is a Chad in this situation, but everyone's just a virgin fucking geek these days, okay? Yeah. But you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say here? It's just nuts to watch the downfall of such a big thing. It's insane.
It is. And in real time, we're living in like
in real time, man.
The right timeline, the right age to literally watch.
See it as it unfolds.
Yeah. Imagine being around back in the days when you were literally watching the Roman Empire fall.
Yeah.
Or, whatever empire it is fall. And like you just go, man, I was there.
Yeah. It's like, it feels like you're like, it honestly feels like I've been part of like such a big historical event since COVID. Like since COVID, everything pre-COVID was just like life. I was just floating through life. Like we were just all floating. We were just living. And I say this in the most respectful way I can, right? All I knew of the Middle East was they were tallies and mud huts, right?
Yep.
That's all I knew. That's what I got told. Tally terrorists in mud huts. That was every single one of them.
That's the media, man. They're the bad guys. And
but South Park did it. Like Family Guy. Everyone did it. This is the thing. Every Western anything, they all did tallies and mud huts, man. Yeah. Saddam Hussein is Satan's husband in South Park.
Look at
like, you know what I mean? Like it's
Trey and Matt made fucking Team America.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, so all the shit that
obviously
we grew up with was
satire.
fucking. Yeah, of course it's that. But we're children. This is why I keep saying children shouldn't be watching this sort of shit because they don't get it.
They don't get it, and then they're like,
I didn't get it.
Real.
You know what? I took it literally, as in, like, they are literally just all tallies and mud huts. They don't have cars.
Oh my God.
They don't have.
Think
you know
about
what I mean?
Think about this, Blake. Think about this. And we are late into this podcast, but think about this.
I don't care. You know what? Because it's not late in the day, so
it's
we can
not
go
late in the day. This is our
really good podcast, and we do what we want.
So imagine a world where there's kids and adults that watch the same movie, but only one side knows that it's completely satire. The older generation gets too old to make any change, but you've got all these new people, these new young kids. It made an impression, that movie did, or the media did, but the older people knew it was satire, right? It was just a joke. It was just a play on words, and it's the situation.
I didn't know it was a fucking joke. Are you kidding me?
And then you've got all these kids that go, "That's real."
No, well, we know that it's like over dramatic, right? Like we know that it's very
and that's why they had to do it with like fucking puppets.
Imagine and that, did that with because it's very over. It's like, ridiculous. Yeah. But
you get those fucking kids to be like, they're the future, they're the leaders of tomorrow sort of stuff, and then they actually end up making change, and then they go, remember that one time I was watching that movie, it was all real, and now I'm going to make the decisions so that none of the things that happened in that movie ever happen again. And then you look at all these old fucking people that are going, why the fuck are these people not getting vaccinations? We fought so fucking hard to give these people vaccinations. We don't want polio and fucking... And then you're watching these young people go, I'm not going to vaccinate.
Look, no, you know what? Like, there's vaccinations. Yes, fully agree with. Like, genuinely, I've vaccinated my kids, right? I agree with vaccinations, depending on what they are, right? Within reason.
I have
2 COVID shots and a booster, right? I have 3 COVID shots.
Same? I think I was told to get them. Yeah.
I had to work my job, right? To work in the job that I have. And for me, the benefits that I get in this position, and also the fact that I work a fulfilling job and I work in a non-for-profit and I help people for a living, makes that worth it. If it was up to me now, not like having a bit more education about it and knowing what, because no one knew what it fucking was back then. Having had COVID twice, I wouldn't have got I don't think I would have got the jab. If someone said to me, look, you can get it, but you don't have to, and life won't change for you, right? Yeah. You might get much sicker than others because you don't have, COVID vax. You might also spread it more often, which is not ideal. But then secondly, if it was up to me, I just wouldn't contact people in person anyway because I fucking hate it. Yeah. I love this. I love hanging out with my small group. I love I am an extrovert in all senses. In every personality test, I'm extroverted. I fucking hate being around people though.
Yeah.
Right? Yep, it's the weirdest thing. I love talking to everyone. That's my favorite part of my job. I hate being around people. It's so weird. But
I think Kanye did a cover. I can't remember the name of the album though, but it was the exact same thing as what you're saying. I'm bipolar. Was it that? I love being bipolar. No, I hate being bipolar. It's awesome. That's
yeah. Yeah, it's what it's like, right? But no, it's just I forgot where I was going with this, but some crazy shit. The world's nuts. the fucking like. I don't want to say, I hate this whole, awakening thing. Like, it's like, awakening, like, you're
wake up, sheeple!
Yeah, wake up, sheeple. It's more just, realize, everyone knows that the government's not actually out there to look after you, but it's realizing how far they would prefer to go the other way. That's what it is. If you ask anyone, if you say, do you reckon the government looks out for you? No one says yes, because the health system's fucked, the education system's fucked, every system that we live by, Centrelink, for example, they consider a hang-up call. So if you are on hold for 20 minutes, you hang up, they consider that completed. They have an 88% completion rate, but they don't tell you how many of those phone calls were actually picked up. The average phone call is wait time, hold time, is an hour and a half. That is the average hold time for Centrelink. This is the service that pays our pensioners, our disability, NDIS. Yep. Centrelink is the way that you get services from the government, and they have made it so difficult to try and get services from that people just choose not to. Unless they have no other option, they'll do anything in their power not to, because everyone knows how fucking hard it is and how painful it is to deal with our Australian government.
Yeah.
Why? Why is it so hard? It shouldn't be.
There's not enough people.
Because the government doesn't have the general public as the focus point. That's the thing. And it's not just our government. It's every government. I'm not going to say, if you go to UK, it's better. It's probably worse. You go
It could be.
America. It's definitely worse.
I'm
you go to
uncultured.
Canada.
I've only been to one other country, and it was French Polynesia.
But here's I mean, living. Like, traveling is different. You can travel everywhere and still not understand how a country works.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm trying to say. It is literally just the fact of, like, I thought the government were at least trying, but it doesn't seem like they're even trying. Like, that's the thing. Like, at the back of my mind, I was like, I know they're not trying, but, like, they've got to be doing something. They're not doing anything. They're actually not doing anything. Like, now that I work in the health system and in healthcare, it is so bad. Like, it is absolutely a fucking worry about how the future of Australia is going to go if we can't look after old people. We can't look after old people, man. Like, they're dying in hospital because we can't look after them. No one can look after them. There's not enough anywhere for anything. There's not enough workers, there's not enough nurses, not enough doctors, not enough services, not enough money, not enough funding, not enough homes, not enough home service, not enough retirement. There is literally not enough any fucking food, affordable food. There is not enough anything for us to look after old people, right, in our own country. And it's nuts. It's nuts. I don't understand. I don't get it.
Like,
why can't we just look after our own fucking people? We just sell our land to China and give our money to America. It's
like,
nuts.
Run for government right now.
Oh, right. I know. Fuck me.
Become the mayor.
Oh. Dude, just give me a shot.
Become the prime minister.
Give me a go. Hey, give me a red hot crack. I reckon I'd do.
You know what? You get up
mandatory
in your local
siestas.
town.
Mandatory siestas.
Right.
Boom.
It
Done.
works in Spain.
Yeah. Why can't it work here?
It works, dude.
Why can't it work here? You know what? No more fast food.
Yeah, everyone's actually. That's
no more Coles and Woolies. No more Coles and Woolies. You know what? Everyone is a local. It's IGAs. It's all locals only. Like,
shutting down all international trade. Like, Australia becomes a Zionist little country.
North Korea. We just become North Korea. We're making our own cars again. All right, we're making our own cars.
How is Australia going to make any money? It was like, oh, they're still dealing drugs.
We don't. Oh, we don't.
Dealing so many drugs externally.
Dude, we lost all of it. Yeah. It's all gone. But you know what we do have? Integrity.
Yeah, that's right.
We have our
Australian made. All right.
Oh, Blake, all right, look.
Blake, I'd love to absolutely get more stuck in the weeds.
Rant over. This is the shit I've been thinking about, all right? This is just the shit running. I did have, what did I write? I wrote down 4 things on my thing and we've gone through. Oh, yeah, just gym equipment. So I was going to say, this weekend, we're going to the gym. We're gonna lift some heavy things. I've had a bit of a break. Within reason. I've still gone to gym every week, but it's been 2 to 3 days a week, not like, which is still enough. It's still enough.
100%.
Like, I'm doing push-pull legs, so I'm still doing everything. Yeah. But I feel like I'm not. Because I'm so used to 6 to 7 days a week. Yeah, like, exactly. That's the thing. But and I'm also not doing cardio because it's hot. And I don't want to. I really don't want to.
Just started up doing cardio every day, at least twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day.
Wow.
She does cardio.
No. Yeah. Why? And how long?
Because she's like, it's like
30 minutes or something?
30 minutes hard on a bike. And she's like, I'm gonna get so fucking thin. Fuck all these people. It's like she just like got real angry and just like, fuck you, I'm gonna get fucking like thin. And I was like, okay. And then she's like eating less.
Use that anger to build discipline. That's what I say. Use whatever it is, the motivator that you have to start working out. Use it as a way to build discipline.
And 100% she does. She gets on there and gets angry and fucking pedals through the pain.
Fuck yeah. That's what I did to start. That's what I did. I was angry. I was just like, I'm fat. I'm angry. I'm going to go lift heavy things. Yeah.
Fuck.
And I mean, look, I'm still fat, but it's nowhere near as much. So, like, it's good.
You know what? You've redirected your anger.
Yeah, I redirected it to
the Liberal government.
Dude, with both. Just the entire government. Like, fuck me. And I could go on for hours with it. Like,
I know you could.
This is also why I want to live on a farm and do nothing. But anyway,
and make music.
You know what I would do on a farm? Yeah, you know what I would do on a farm? I'd play a lot of music. I'd listen to a lot of music. And Zach,
speaking of music,
talking about music, this week we listened to T-Pain. T-Pain's what is it? On Top of the Covers.
on top of the covers, man. T-Pain absolutely fucking hit it out of the fucking park with this.
Dude, man, you know what? T-Pain knew he knew I was hurting, man. He knew I needed some fucking healing. Some real
soul.
Oh, dude, some real soulful healing, dude.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as we were talking about it last episode, because I think we talked a little bit about it before we. Yeah. And when we did that back then, I was like, I knew this was going to be a good album because just the quick listening that I had done, I was like, this is going to be it. And man, he sings so good.
Yeah,
dude, he sings so good. He's such a good. Oh, I love it. I love this album. I love it.
So my brother came around. I think it was it was like a Monday or Sunday or Monday or something like that. So it was only just recently. He came around, he asked me, he's like, hey man, you selling that squat rack? And I was like, yeah man, sure, come around and fucking pick it up if you want. Turns out he was talking about my actual fucking power rack, and I was like, I'm not fucking selling you that.
You're like, what, you mean the one I use? No.
Fuck you. And he's
like, I have the old one out the back.
He like looks me dead in the eyes and is like, how about $250? And I'm like, no cunt, I spent like fucking $400. No, fuck you.
Yeah, I was gonna
using
say it's like a $500 thing.
Yeah. Like, fuck you. And I just told him to fuck off.
But you know the thing you're not selling? $250. It's like, no.
But
God.
He I asked him, I was like, do you want to stick around for dinner? And he's like, yeah, sure. And then we went and did some shopping, we came back, we had tacos for dinner and stuff like that. But all during dinner, I was playing T-Pain on top of the covers through a little UE boom just off in the other room, so it was, you could still hear it nice and clearly, but it was just soft enough so that you could just hear it. And you're eating and talking, and Kai's like, who is this? I'm like, this is T-Pain. And he's like, you talking about that guy that like
who's in love with strippers?
Yeah, he's like, is that the strippers like auto-tune guy? And I'm like,
I'm in love with a stripper. Yeah.
And he's like, damn, dude, this is really fucking good. And I'm like, yeah. And it got to War Pigs, like that last track, and I was like, dude, listen to this. And I like turned it up a little bit, and even Kim was like jazzing along. Like all the tracks, man, are just so,
so soulful.
Yeah, dude, yeah. And like, the whole, when the keys, the Rhodes come in for the fucking, in War Pigs, dude, absolutely rock hard.
Yeah, I listened to it yesterday at the gym. Like I put my music on the Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah.
And I played heaps of it. I was just in there lifting to some soulful T-Pain loudly, and I was making everyone else listen to it as well.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So I was like, I don't care. I was like, I got the control of the Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah.
You guys can suck
You'll listen to my stuff.
Yeah. And I said to the boss man, I was like, you want me to turn this off, just put your phone on? He goes, nah. He goes, this is good. I'm like, all right, sweet.
It's good. No one could be offended by listening to this fucking music. It is so fucking good. You could be in trouble for accidentally getting someone fucking pregnant with T-Pain's beautiful fucking mouth babies with his fucking beautiful vocals, man.
So good.
Instantly fucking pregnant. That man has a beautiful voice.
He definitely has many children in the next 9 months, for sure.
And
he will be having many, many children.
And you know what the worst part is he's such a fucking cool dude as well. Like he can sing, he's got it all. He's probably the entire fucking package because
he streams and stuff too.
Streams, plays fucking video games, and makes music. Has a beat battle fucking thing that happens. I think every month.
Like Kenny Beats.
And it's just like
gives
a
away free shit and
regular ass dude who fucking still gets upset when his fucking Uber Eats comes a little bit late, and it's like, oh man, they've got the sauces. Like he's a funny dude. He's incredibly human for all of his like absolute advantages. Yeah, because I don't think at all he's ever forgotten who he is.
No, I agree.
I listen to, I tell you what, I listen to fucking like way back at the start sort of T-Pain, and you go, this is like the absolute sort of like rawest out of T-Pain as you could sort of get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And watching, like, I didn't have to watch this whole growth. I just went straight to the end, and I was like, this is what he's become, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
This, I'm going to say it because I genuinely fucking believe it. This is a 10 for me.
Yeah, nice. Same.
This is a 10 for me.
Dude, so good, man. Because I said this about Creed. I said Creed was a 10 out of 10 purely based on the few songs that I would listen to for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Same here. Like, the entire album's great. There's a lot on here that I wouldn't listen to for the rest of my life, but I'm gonna tell you, the few songs that I will.
Okay, we're back.
We're back.
I think, hopefully. If this all works, this is definitely not the next night, and this is definitely not after I fixed my PC.
Alright, so huge. I think Blake was literally just talking about how much he loves the album. It's 10s for both of us.
Yeah, it's great. Such
and
a
then
good dude.
Blake's computer just absolutely ate shit.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was just everything died. I had to like reset the entire thing, and I had to re-download everything as it is. Yeah. Anyway, here we are. It's okay. It's fixed now. We're back.
So hopefully none of that happens again in the future. We understand that this episode is already long as it is, and this is me saying this an entire day later and realizing what happened. I think all we have to go on with now is what the next album of the week is.
Yes.
And then the outro.
Which I've already listened to now, so.
Excellent. So we'll do it again. Oh, you've already listened to the new album of the week because we...
Yeah, it's so weird. This is going to be the weirdest episode. Yeah, I have. But anyway, what's the episode called, Zach?
The album of the week for this week...
Oh, yeah, sorry, album.
...is Dreamverse by Nightmare. If you just take out a couple of the letters, NGHTMRE is Nightmare. And Dreamverse is like DRMVRSE. I think that's how it's spelled.
Like
it's by this awesome producer, American dude. He's real young and he fucking absolutely smashes it. So we're gonna listen to that.
We're gonna review that. Yeah, we're gonna listen to that for a week and review it next week. You know,
that's what we're gonna do. That's what we do.
That's what we do here on our music podcast.
Awesome.
And you know what? If my air conditioner is like real loud in the background, I don't care. I'm sweating right now.
I feel like you're saying this to me.
Yeah, it's not to the listeners.
Directly to me.
To you.
Yeah, I thought so because every time.
Sorry, Zach.
I'm gonna noise reduce your voice into nothing.
Yeah, literally just a little squeak, just a little fucking. Fucking what's this? Don Duck.
Yeah.
Anyway,
should we just cap it off there?
Let's just.
This is pretty much
we
it.
just need to. Let's just wrap this shit up.
All right.
Let's just wrap this shit up.
I'll do it.
Unless you wanted to talk more, but like I think if we started now because it's a fresh new night, we'd probably talk for like an hour. So let's not make this. Let's not make this like a two-parter fucking episode. Okay. We just need to end it now, otherwise we'll keep going, man. I'm telling you.
All right. Then I'll end it. Guys, thank you so much for listening. If you've enjoyed listening to this podcast, make sure that you leave a like, a comment, subscribe, follow, do all the clicky buttons, especially the notifications so that you can keep up to date with our latest uploads, and leave a rating because apparently that actually is really helpful for the algorithm.
Yes, I've heard, yes.
Check us out on all of our social medias, including TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, where you can watch this episode in full in its completely, like, no continuity errors sort of video.
Yeah.
On YouTube. This will be uploaded.
I think soon. I was wearing a singlet last night too.
I don't know what I was wearing last night.
I think you were wearing a singlet as well.
Oh yeah, I was.
Yeah.
And this hat was not there. Where is it? That hat was not there. I just realized. Yeah, because we mowed the lawn today, and I had to wear a hat, and I've
got a new straw hat somewhere. I think it's behind me somewhere.
There we go. If you want to see more of Blake Bentley's straw hats, make sure you follow him on all of his social medias, including YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and Facebook, so that you can watch.
I will get back to posting normal stuff eventually. I will. I promise.
That's right. So you can follow him on his weight loss journey, or you can even choose the route of his political views, or if you're even deep in the weeds, you can check out his gardening wizardry. My
garden's still growing. I'm getting some like ripened tomatoes, my jalapeno trees, like whatever they are.
Turning into a real homesteader.
Dude, I spent like 45 minutes out there this afternoon, just watering my garden and hanging out.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Soul.
Make sure you check out Blake Bentley on Spotify with the same pseudonym. It is Blake Bentley.
Yes.
With the classic hit late night texting that we put a lot of work into, and we're really proud of it.
Yes.
You can also check out Teddy B, Blake Bentley's side project. It's just as good. It's so fucking good.
I actually tried looking for it the other day and I couldn't find it, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to find it right now.
Oh, stop promoting it.
I was like, it's just like not there anymore. I was like, oh no, okay.
All right.
Oh boy.
If you want to see more of my beautiful face, you can check me out, Switchblades for Kids, all one word, where you can check me out on all my social medias, because I keep that shit up to date. If you want to catch me on Twitch, you can definitely catch me on Twitch way more frequently, especially over the next 5 weeks, where I'm going to be gaming. I wanted to say every night, but it's not going to be every night. It's going to be like maybe.
It hasn't been so far.
No, it's been one night this week, and it is Thursday right now.
Yeah.
I was even thinking about streaming tonight, but it just was not in the cards. Maybe tomorrow night. Other than that, what is there? Spotify for me as well. Yeah, you can check out some of my cool songs. Other than that, make sure you use our Discord, where you can play games with us and talk shit. We're literally in it right now so that we can talk shit. And we're about to go down and we're about to play some Tarkov. So come on in and play some games, talk some shit. And, or, you can show off your meal prep. You can show off what you do at the gym. You can do some memes about like Top G in prison or something like that.
Big meme boys too. Just a couple of meme boys. Okay?
That's right. And make sure that you use our voicemail system because we want to hear from you guys. You can send us in a meme, a message, or a suggestion for the album of the week on the number +61 7 5641 1080. That number again, just a little bit faster, is +61 7 5641 1080, where you can just leave it a message. It only rings for 1 second, and then you can go, and then you can say whatever the fuck you want.
I'm walking here.
I'm walking here.
I'm fucking walking here.
It could be you.
That could be you saying that you're walking here.
You're walking right
on the Prod.Cast.
Speaking of the podcast, I think that's going to do it from all of us here at Channel 4 News. I'm Ron Burgundy.
Who put a question mark on the teleprompter?
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being our friend.
What do they say? What does he say at the end of those? Like, thanks for coming by San Diego. What does he say?
I don't know, man.
Damn,
it's been a while. Should watch
that. I'm gonna have to fucking. Thanks for. Oh man.
Well, anyway, thanks for listening, friends.
And we'll see you next.
See you next Thursday.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.